Hello everyone, my name is Oscar Mendoza Diaz, and my speech is to persuade and not so much educate, but I guess acknowledge the laws of our American country, and it's a day without immigrants. The purpose is, what is the U.S. economy would be like without immigrants? There was a movement that happened yesterday. I don't know if everybody's aware of it or, they came across it. And it was to have every immigrant family or member, whether they be a citizen or not, to not work, not go to school, or not buy anything for a day to show if they weren't here, would America still function? My question is, did anybody really notice it? Did it really affect your day-to-day life? Did you see any change? About myself a little bit. I was born in Mexico in '89. My mother and I and my family all immigrated from Mexico. We came here and we all realized that there is no way of getting ahead in life unless you have a green card or you're an American citizen. So my family proceeded to do the correct thing and follow the laws and grab their green cards and proceeded to work, because that permitted them to have jobs, and they gave them a social security number. As that time went, my family realized that you could also have better opportunities if you were a citizen. So they went on and got their citizenship. So my mother helped me on the way to get mine as well. So with that said, I've only been a citizen for 2 years. I've had a green card my whole life until just recent, before I got out of the Army. And that's one of the main reasons I joined the Army. I was in the Army for 6 years and 6 months. It was great because about 85% of the military are immigrants. Most of them joined to get their citizenship. Okay, back to my point. In 1952, the Immigration and Naturalization Act was stated and brought out, and those are core laws of immigration, which, it shows you who is an immigrant and what the immigrant needs, the requirements to become either a citizen or get a green card, or residence card, what they call it, which allows you to work. And, if you need assistance from the government, it's the right way of doing it.
You're good.
When President Obama was president, the deportation was the highest rate that it has ever been in America, as you can see of these charts. And then at this time, there was no outrage, or none that you can tell that anybody was worried or upset about it. And the numbers show that prior to this, the numbers were lower, but as this administration came about, all these people were being, taken from their homes or being caught and deported back to their homelands because they were illegally here. And at that point in time, I didn't realize that I didn't see nobody being upset about it. There was no outrage, there was no protest at all. But being that Donald Trump is president now, and he decided to abide by the laws that have been there for years already, 60 plus years, everybody seems to think that he's doing it because he's a racist or because he has something against immigrants, which is not true. I don't believe everything, or I don't stand by Donald Trump with everything that he says, especially the wall. The building of the wall is kind of senseless, if you ask me, because 80% of the people that come here come with the visa, and then once their visa expires, they're still in country, so they don't go back into to immigration or anywhere to renew their visa or their green card, so they stay here. And I feel like that's what he's trying to stop and take control of, because there's a lot of immigrants here that have no actual documents, that have been here for 20, 30 years, and it's not like they're murderers or rapists or killers or anything like that. It's just they're breaking the law of not being a citizen or having a green card. So it's not to say that it's because you're Mexican or you're Nigerian or you're Afghani or Iranian or Iraqi. It's just you're breaking the law. And it's simple. For example, I was born in Mexico. The moment that I became a citizen, I renounced my citizenship in Mexico. So if I was to go to Mexico without any paperwork, I would be arrested. I would go to jail, and depending on how long the process would be, then they'll deport me back to America. There was a situation that happened. His name was Sergeant Tamaruzzi. He was in San Diego. He had issues with war, so he was going to doctors for PTSD and other things that he was getting help for. He took a wrong turn and went across the border. He was arrested for about 10 months, and then after the fact, they finally brought him back home. The reason that he was arrested because he had no documentation. He was an American citizen, but he was in foreign land. The other big thing was he had a weapon, but because in California he was registered, he was allowed to carry it, but it was in his vehicle when he crossed the border. So he broke another law, which is you can't transport firearms into any country in the world without having the proper documentation. In conclusion, just blaming Trump for enforcing the law, it's just not right. His way of presenting himself might be not the right way, and I understand that because I don't feel that he knows how to talk to the American people exactly, but he is your president, and he's gonna be your president for the next 4 years. And that is my presentation. Thank you so much.